Welcome for visiting our little sliver of the internet. I'm so glad you could join us today as we look at a new film from a veteran filmmaker. Yes, we are talking about Final Caller, that was written and directed by Todd Sheets. We reviewed a number of his films here on the channel, including Dreaming Purple Neon, and here in Final Caller we get the story of Roland Bennett, who is a shock jock of sorts. He's a DJ, late night DJ, who just says it like it is. He's cranky, he's vulgar, he insults callers and that. But on this night, he, has a bit of a challenge as one of the callers calls in and they're a serial killer. And they say that they're going to kill 8 people. And they are, just calling in to let them know that they're going to kill these people. And we see how Roland handles this caller, not in the best way, and he regrets it later on. Because as the night goes on, things ramp up and get more crazy as his soon-to-be ex-wife shows up. More things are revealed about what's going on at the radio station, and things get more complicated with a past relationship that shows up as well. And all of this just gets mixed together in this wild, small budget film called Final Caller. Todd Sheets is classic at doing the most with a very small budget, and he does that here. This does not exactly have the high production value and elements that you saw in Dreaming Purple Neon, but at the same time, it's still effective. What really helps is Douglas Epps' Roland Bennett. This guy is the embodiment of crankiness, curmudgeon. You look up curmudgeon, his face would show up in the dictionary. It just, this constant cranky energy that only breaks a couple of times during the film to where we get to where maybe, he's not maybe always like that, but for the most part during the film, he is. So to keep that cranky energy up throughout the film may bug some people, but I dug it quite a bit. It was great to see this character stay consistent. Now, Jack McCord plays the outsider, just this guy who loves going on these monologues about just the most wild things while he's got his victim tied down and while he's calling in. And this guy really is creepy. Reminds me a bit of the creepy guy from Human Centipede 2 in many respects, only not quite so grimy. Well, that grimy. And seeing him, especially as he gets closer to, clashing with Roland, and we get to this epic, wild final act, was great. And it's just this guy that's really gonna make your skin crawl. Antoine Steele shows up in here as the detective. Basically, Todd Sheets having the people that he's worked with in the past come in to make this small film that really is the DJ booth and that are very minimalistic, which might turn some people off, which I hope it doesn't, because you got a lot of great fun characters in here and gore. You do have your practical effects in here. Todd Sheets is very animate about using practical gore whenever possible, with the budget. And in here, there's a particular scene in here with a security guard and wow. You've got to see it. It surprised the hell out of me with it. And it's got a little bit of humor and a lot of shock. And it surprised me that they did this. And then a few other twisted turns that happen in the script that have you saying the exact same thing Roland Bennett is saying, as in, what is this? So while you do have a very cranky and possibly not so charismatic lead character, you do have these characters around him, and you kind of see where Roland Bennett is coming from, and you may even agree with just a few of his opinions in spite of yourself. If you like Todd Sheets's previous material, if you like small budget films that are character driven with some wild characters, I would recommend Final Caller. It may go a little long for some, but for me, I was so into it, and especially with the Roland Bennett character, that it just kept the film moving, and I recommend it. So There you have it. Final Caller, a solid entry from Todd Sheets, doing a lot with a little, and definitely coming up with some memorable characters and at least one memorable scene that's going to stick with you for a while. So if you do see Final Caller, please love to hear your thoughts on this and on Todd Sheets' other films. Please check out our Patreon. Also check out the interview we did with Todd Sheets on our specialmarkproductions.com and on our iTunes Spoiler Room podcast. We've got a great interview with him where he gives some insights about the making of Final Caller and just insights on his career so far as an indie filmmaker that I found very enlightening. So yeah, appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. And until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.